Hey guys, Troy Francis here, coming at you from Milan in Italy. The two opposing desires of modern dating. Two opposing desires. They are, of course, the desire for security versus the desire for variety. How do you square the circle between those two opposing things? Well, with great difficulty, and to be honest, I'm not sure anyone's figured it out yet. So that's the end of the video. Not really, I'm only joking, but it is an insolvable problem, or it appears to be an insolvable problem, okay? Because I think all of us, and maybe men more, maybe not, I don't know really, but I think all of us have this, on the one hand, this need for somebody to be there. We want somebody special. There's this pair bonding instinct within us that is very, very strong, and it's very innate. And even in the most cynical, nihilistic, hardened player, there is still often this just fundamental yearning to meet the other, the special other, even though we all know, logically, we all know cerebrally that there is no such thing as a soulmate, because there are billions of people on the planet, and it's just not realistic to imagine that there's one person who is your soulmate at the exclusion of all others. It's just not, but nevertheless, we may know that intellectually, but on another level, we all kind of still want that. Okay, we all kind of still crave that. So you've got that going on. But on the other hand, there is also the need for variety as well, or the desire for new experiences, new sensual adventures, new nubile and naked bodies for us to enjoy, okay? New sexual escapades or experiences or techniques or ways of operating that we all just want to try and we all just want to experience with different people. And the two things just don't fit together very well at all. Now, I was on a video with James recently. I was talking about an experience I had and I think this was sort of nostalgia and sentimentality coming into the play, and also it's winter, although it's quite sunny here in Milan actually, which is nice, but it's kind of winter, it's cold in Europe, in other places. We're coming up to Christmas, all of these things playing in together. And also I haven't had a full-time girlfriend for a couple of years now, actually, by choice of course, but nevertheless, maybe, could there be a part of me that kind of misses having that a little bit? I mean, the great advantage of not having it is you don't have somebody checking up on you all the time. You're autonomous, you can kind of do your own thing. Nobody's sort of there trying to, or asking you what you're doing, or, keeping tabs on you and all that kind of thing. But that is also a negative, because it's also actually quite nice to have somebody there who is a witness to what is happening in your life and who is there to talk to about the different things, and they can be there and support and all the rest of it. So was I missing that a little bit? Yeah, maybe. I don't know, probably a little bit. I mean, particularly in the run-up to the festive season. So I re-engaged with a woman that I've known for some time, who's based over in Poland. And, I've known her on and off for, I think, 18 months or something like that. We've seen each other, in a very casual way when I've been there, whatever. And I kind of reconnected with her, and we met up a few times on my recent trip, and we were kind of getting towards discussing, okay, could this be something a bit more? Could we move towards a kind of more of a girlfriend-boyfriend kind of model with this? We were the conversations were progressing in that direction, encouraged by me, because I was looking for the snuggles, I was looking for the feels, I was looking for, the Netflix and chill, or more the chill than the other bit, And, she's kind of looking for something as well. So it was going in that direction. And then one day we had a couple of good times together, and then, I dropped something there. And then she basically messaged me and pulled the plug. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I got dumped, or at least not really dumped, but she just sort of said, look, really, I'm looking for somebody who lives in the same city as me, which is fair enough. I think she knows the deal with me, really. She knows that I travel around a lot. I think she, on some level, realises that whatever I may say, actually, I'm a bit of a committed bachelor. I'm not really looking for the same stuff that she is. And so she made the call to, say, right, let's, this isn't really going to work. Or at least, she softened the pill. It's not going to work at the moment, etc., whatever. Fine. Probably, almost undoubtedly the right call to make, almost undoubtedly the right decision, because if we had progressed with it, and I kind of knew this in my heart anyway, if we had progressed with it, then I would have been in a very difficult position in a couple of months' time, because the truth is I probably don't actually want what she wants. And so I would then have been in a situation I would have had to extricate myself from, and that can be painful and messy and difficult, and you can hurt people and all the rest of it. So, and I've been down this route so many times before, gentlemen. I really have. When you get to my age, you've been down this path so many times where, on the one hand, you kind of want the affection, you want the closeness, you want the intimacy, but you also don't want it at the same time. And longer term, you probably genuinely don't want it, and particularly when you've organised your life in the way that I have, which is, there's travel, there's different things involved which make it quite difficult to be in something that's really stable. So she pulled the plug, and it hurt, it kind of got to me a bit for a day or so. And again, I think that's partly because it's Christmas and the decorations are up, and it's that time of year, and etc. And also, this is somebody that I have known, I say in inverted commas, because we don't really know each other very well, but she is somebody that I've known for, as I say, a year and a half, something like that. Not the longest time in the world, but I think that I suppose I've been searching a little bit for some sort of continuity with a woman, if that makes sense. Somebody who has known me a bit longer, because most of the women that I deal with, we don't know each other for very long, and it's not necessarily a long-lived thing, and then that's the end of it. So I suppose, there is that desire for something a little bit more, But when I was talking to James about it, he was saying, yeah, but the problem is you don't really want that. It's a fake feeling. It's a fake, he called it a fake one-itis, because I was kidding myself that I wanted those things with her, when really we all know that I didn't, or that I don't. Because all that would happen, and this has happened to me so many times before, is we'd have gone down that path, we'd have played boyfriend and girlfriend for a little while, and then I'd have got bored of it, and then I would have wanted to get out of it again, okay? And then that would have ended up in a car crash disaster. So yeah, that's my little personal story on this. But I think this applies more broadly for other people as well. I mean, we've had Destiny and Melina's marriage reportedly breaking up or breaking down in the last couple of weeks, in the last week or so. They had obviously tried this open polyamorous model, which I don't think works either. As much as I don't think monogamy really works long term, I also don't think polyamory works either, because I think, and actually Matt Walsh, who's not a commentator that I see eye to eye on everything by any means, but Matt Walsh of the Daily Wire actually made a really good video about this, where he was basically saying, look, I mean, you can't, by definition, a marriage can't be open, because that's just not the thing that a marriage is. A marriage is, by definition, something that is closed, and therefore, if you have one, or you try to have a version but it's open, it's not actually really a marriage, it's something else. And I just cannot see that kind of polyamorous approach opening up either. But you can see what they were doing, you can see why they did it, and why couples will try to do this, will try to go down this polyamorous route. The reason, and they talked about this in interviews, Destiny and Melina, the reason is because then you're trying to get the best of both worlds. You've got the person there, right, theoretically, you've got the main partner, okay, your husband or wife in that case, but you've also got the ability to go and play around and have fun and have that variety that you crave as well. Okay, so they were trying. It makes sense on a logical level. It makes sense what they were trying to do. Of course, unfortunately, we know on an emotional level it just doesn't work, because sex does bond people together, and it certainly bonds women to men very strongly. I believe that it can also bond men to women as well. I don't think there's really a free lunch with any of this stuff. So very, very tricky, very, very tricky. So I don't think the open route works, but equally the sort of committed monogamous route is also extremely difficult as well, and that is evidenced by the very high divorce rate that we see globally. So anyway, there are these two opposing things that people want: freedom, variety, new experiences, and the corollary of that, which is security, stability, and being with that one person who understands us and can see deep into our soul and can see the real me and all of that stuff. Okay, how do we square the circle? I don't really know. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. If you have a solution, write it below. And do subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Do get on my daily email list. There is a link for that below. And do look out for the Edge program, which we're starting to promote now, at the Edge 3 with myself, James, Tusk and Les, coming out very soon. And it's going to teach you how to play on an elite level in the modern dating marketplace. Anyway, enough of that. See you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.